Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. So I have a little bit of cut bait left over from a Tenkara session I did earlier today, and I want to take it to the river. It is after 10 o'clock right now. This spot that we're going to go to, Craig wanted to come with me, but when I told him there's no light, he freaked out and said, no way, you never know what's going to happen in the dark on the river. I think Craig is scared of the dark, but I'm not. I brought light with me. Come on. My biggest fear about fishing the river at night in this area is not darkness. I'm more worried about cruise ships blasting Lady Caca. I don't want copyright strikes. And then there's the hippos. Actually, crossing 23 is a big fear, but that was easy tonight. All right, we're turning the corner and leaving most of the ambient light behind. Yeah, I think that would freak me out, fishing in an area with hippos, more than alligators have ever freaked me out. Crocodiles, it's a different story. I'd probably be freaked out. Now, I have fished the river in areas where people were the biggest threat, but not so much this area. Probably the creepiest thing that could happen tonight is if we snag into a dead body or find one washed up, because it's not out of the possibility. Not out of the realm of possibilities. And the realm of possibilities is the reason why I'm down here. I'm expecting eel at some point. Here we are behind the old dock in the trees again. And the old dock here, we have company as well. And the old dock here is a great place to find eel. Eventually they're going to be running and they're going to get active. You know, you're going to have eel at some point running down the river, going out to the Sargasso Sea to do the do, but they also live in the river and they like structure and they're very active at night. Now, the warmer the river gets, the more active they're going to get. But there's other things worth catching. Catfish and eel. Yeah, you're right. So it's a really calm night. It was kind of hit or miss today with the weather. It was nice, and then it wasn't nice. Then it was nice, then it wasn't nice. If you watched my Tenkara video from earlier, which would be yesterday's video, not today's video, you see that I had to deal with fair weather and not so fair weather. But it's fairly fair right now. Let's get some baits out. Look how bright these lights are. Can you believe that Craig won't fish anywhere with me with these lights? It's got to be a place where the parish is like giving you lights, like a golf course or something. Let's do a rig rundown real quick because we're not going to film the casting. All right, so for the eel, we're going to go a little lighter, but we're going to use 3s because of the current. We got 20-pound test for the main line, and this is 35. So this is a smaller circle hook. This is I believe a 3/0. Over here we have something similar. 20-pound test again for the main line, 3 ounces for the lead, 35 for the leader. And again, I don't remember what these hooks actually are. They're either 4s or 3s. I tied them up a long time ago. But when you're targeting eel, it is wise to go with a smaller hook, but it doesn't have to be so small like a 1/0, but a 1/0 would work. They can get caught on a bigger hook. We will catch catfish on those 2 rigs as well, and we're going to catch catfish on this rig. Now, this rig, we're doing 2 of the same, so I'll show you one. 3s again, 40 is the main line, 50 is the leader, and a 6/0 octopus. How did you know? That is the main hook. The other rig is exactly like this. Now, we could get eel on this 6/0 as well. It's not out of the question, but only if we bang into a big female, possibly. Let's look at the bait. For the eel, we're going to start out with chunks of gill like that, very small. And for the cats, bigger chunks on the 6/0s. Like the last time I fished here, I have 4 rods, 3 really close into us. This one here in the trees, these 2 right next to each other. And then down here at the end of the line is that white coastal tuff. They're all in different depths. This one being in the most shallow, and it just gets deeper as we go along. Though I think the current is stronger down at this end where these 3 rods are. This rod, which is a shorter one, is holding steady right directly across the way from us. This one has drifted a little bit more to the right, and this one here has done the most extreme drift, but it's okay. I've fished this position before, we should pick up something, but it's definitely going to be a waiting game. Definitely going to be a waiting game. It is a warmer night. Maybe the river is warmer. Now, the river is technically lower than the last time we were here, which for me was yesterday, but we're here at high tide, so it doesn't really, you can't really tell that it's much lower, but it is. I thought about bringing different baits out here so I wouldn't just have cut bait. You can catch eel with cut bait, but eel like rank stuff. So sometimes the oldest, nastiest cut bait you have is going to catch more eel than catfish. Eel like shrimp. They like river shrimp, regular store shrimp, you know, market bait. They also like night crawlers a lot. But we have a little bit of cut bait, and I'd like to use it. Holy moly! Was that a fish? I mean, the rod was like doubled over. I don't feel anything. I don't know what was going on there, but maybe we had a fish for a second and we don't now, or do we? Oh. I'm not sure what just happened, but I'm pretty sure that was not a fish. Possibly some big debris grabbed the line, and it felt slack at first, and all of a sudden it tightened up and I had to snap the line. Haven't had these lines out for more than 15 minutes and we already got chaos ensuing here. Probably a big tree floating down the river. Also could have been one of those hippos just swam into the line. All tied back up, and this time we're going to put out a headpiece. There we go. Right now this fish feels good, but he's in current. He's starting to feel less heavy than he did because he's coming in easier all of a sudden. Boy, he's giving me a bit of a fight right there. Oh, here's his fight. Oh, he's beaver tailing out there, giving us some whitewater action. This is a nice sized fish. Still putting up a good fight right here. Oh, yes. This is a nice one. Here we go. Right here in front of us now. Oh, yeah. What a joy this one is. Look at him rolling in here. I don't use landing nets at this spot. Look at the size of that. Look at the big mouth on that cat. Looks like one similar to what I caught the other night when I was here. Woo! Got some power to him. Let's get him up here. Oh, yeah. We're gonna weigh this fish. 25.35. It's a good way to start the night. Let's show them off real quick, guys, because I think we're getting a bite on one of the other rods. Real quick, check it out. Really nice. 25 pounder to start the night. Yeah, you're right. I am planning on keeping eel and maybe possibly catfish tonight, but nothing over 20 pounds. I only want to keep smaller fish. Let's see if we can get him to swim away. You can tell that the river has dropped because this is much more shallow now than it was before. There he goes. Oh my goodness. I had no idea that we had a fish on this. I just picked this rod up to reel it up to get it out of the way so I can make a cast with the 10-footer. I did see a bite on it a second ago. I probably showed you me staring at this, but I had no idea something was just sitting out here. This is like a 7-foot Berkeley fusion rod. It's a medium. I've got the drag kind of loose. This is just like a cheap Alpha 4000 reel here. He's taking me all the way over there. Do we have, is this a flathead? Oh, it's not a stingray. I was thinking flathead. It is a flathead because it was holding tight to the bottom. He just grabbed that bait and was sitting out there with it. That's what I think, because I saw a bit of a bite like 5-10 minutes ago. There was just slack developed and then it went tight, and I checked it just by like watching and feeling the line. He was just sitting out there with it. Hopefully he didn't swallow it. That's a decent looking flathead right there. Oh, decent hookup too. Check that out. Don't like stuff going into his mouth. Come on, buddy. You're too big for my table, so just relax. Sometimes you got to do it with your hand. This is probably about 15 to in between 15 and 20 pounds. I'm not going to bother weighing this one. Hard to believe that I caught a fish of this size on the size bait that I threw out. I mean, it was a pretty small piece of bait, little tiny piece. Look at this, guys. Oh, lost the light. Pretty janky setup I have right now. I just don't feel like running all my lights at once, attracting all that attention. Yeah, you're right. Nice. All right, guys, everything's in need of a battery change right now. Camera, headlamp, everything. So we're gonna let that one go real quick. Whoa, he's got it. What a decent night so far. Two fish. I know some people are like, ah, it's only 2 fish, but they're 2 decent fish. It's pretty early spring. The river's still cold, but warming up enough for me to get decent fish in the 20 class out of this shallow water over here. And there's no mosquitoes yet, so it's great. Not bad for 3 hours. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.